When I first started this class, I was fairly confident in my speaking ability. I thought that this class would be an easy A, and that I wouldn't have to do any work. As we come towards the end of this class, I'm starting to realize just how wrong my assumption was. There is more to communication than I had previously thought, and despite all that we have learned this semester, I'm starting to realize that we have barely scratched the surface of communication. The most significant terms that I have learned from this class are interpretation, communication, and commitment, because for me, they perfectly sum up a confident communicator's best attributes. A confident communicator will have the ability to interpret another speaker's work. According to Chapter 2 of the Seller, Beale, and Mazer text, interpretation is the inciting of meaning to stimuli. We do this in our everyday lives subconsciously, whether it be talking with friends or with family or just finding those moments that mean something to us. Our experiences and our upbringing also tend to lend credence to that. In my own words, interpretation is understanding what is being said or implied in a sentence. The way I understand something might not be the same way you understand something. As Catherine E. Eldon said in her speech, interpreting and understanding, the detriments we found would then result from the fact that I assign one interpretation to the word tyrant, while you assign another. Though I believe this ability to interpret what is being said or implied is important, it's just a small part of the larger whole. That is why I think defining the term communication is important when you're trying to be a successful communicator. According to Seller, Beale, and Mazer text, communication is the simultaneous sharing and creating of meaning through human symbolic interaction. This allows individuals to make meaningful connections in their daily lives and with, the people in it. According to the text, communication is a complex and challenging process. It is critical to making connections in all of our relationships. But communication affects more than just romantic relationships or friendships or relationships among family. Communication can be talking about spoken words, or it can involve those little nonverbal cues such as body language. According to Cami Yon from theworldpress.com, more than 90% of nonverbal communication is used. Within that portion, 55% comes from body language. Although communication is not a simple term to define, it is still a vital part of a whole. In fact, a confident communicator cannot exist with communication. They go hand in hand, and neither one can exist without the other. I think that is why I like the last term I chose so much, because it can apply to anyone. You do not have to be an amazing speaker to have confidence and commitment in your speech. That is why I chose this last term. According to Seller, Beale, and Mazer text, commitment is the desire of a group members to work together to complete a task or to the satisfaction of the entire group. They think that commitment comes from the interpersonal attractions we share with our friends and family. And without commitment in their groups, they think that individuals will break off and work on their own, and the whole process will be disrupted and pointless at that point. I would disagree with that. Commitment does not come from the desire to work together. Commitment is choosing a topic and following it through. Commitment is standing behind your work even when everybody else is telling you that you are wrong. Commitment is standing up and saying, I'm proud of what I did here, and I am not afraid to show that. I think people who are committed to their topics and to their work garner more respect and more support from the people who are listening to them. I think that their work ends up being far more successful than a person who has given a speech 5-10 times and shows no emotion when giving it. I think commitment makes people better because it gives them a reason to be delivering the speech. I also think that commitment makes you proud of what you accomplished, on a personal level. This class has taught me a lot about communication and what it means to be a good communicator. It has helped me to realize that though we have learned a lot, we have barely scratched the surface of communication. And in order to be called a confident communicator, we have to have a basic understanding of what that means. The terms interpretation, communication, and commitment have been the foundation on which I have based my ideas of what a competent communicator should look like. I will continue to use these skills throughout my entire life. They will help me learn to become the veterinarian I hope to be, and they will help me communicate and form better relationships with my friends and family. Though this class is coming to an end, I don't think that means that the lessons have to. I think that these lessons that we have learned can continue on and just guide us through the rest of our careers and lives. Thank you for listening. I enjoyed being in class with you.